Look at that cool wet hair look. Oh my god, I'm in a really awkward position. Okay, right. I finished my GCSEs like 2 days ago and your G is still alive. How I did it, I do not know, but I'm still here and now I'm gonna give you my knowledge. I missed probably over half the 2 years of the GCSE course due to my health. Like I've had multiple hospital admissions and just there are various factors that meant I can't be in school. So I've had to do a lot of self-teaching. I haven't actually had any tuition at all from outside sources. I mean, I had a couple of French lessons for speaking, but yeah, otherwise it's basically all been down to me, which, to be honest, I think it's quite impressive that I've managed to basically teach myself the entire spec for 10 different subjects, so quite proud. Anyway, I thought I'd share some of the methods I use to help me catch up and to just study in general, because I guess different people all have different styles that they like to learn and revise in, but it's taken me a while to learn mine, but I feel like I've got some good ways sorted out. So I've got like a massive pile of like my books and stuff here. I've literally got like a library to get rid of. First of all, the most important thing, especially, do you know what, it's important for everyone, like regardless of whether you've missed school or not, but organisation. Like, it's so important. You are not going to get anywhere if you're not organised. It really stresses me out when people are like, oh, look at my book and it's just filled with this. With just paper. I bought this planner, it's from TK Maxx, they have some really good ones there. Like just organisation, get yourself to TK Maxx, incredible. Actually Paper Chase is really good for it as well. But I got this planner. I didn't use my school one because it just didn't really do it for me. It's got space for like notes and stuff in here. Basically has all of the months. It really has kept me organised, and also to-do lists. To-do lists will keep you alive. Like, I don't know, there's something really satisfying about ticking things off once you've done them, and it just gives you like a visual idea of how much you've got to do in a day. Yeah, so that planner, I would definitely recommend getting a planner if you do want to stay organised. So once you've like got yourself a planner, you'll just be a generally more organised person. And then organisation for everything else, you're going to want to use some folders. I mean, personally, because I miss so much school, I've had to get a folder for every single subject. Like, most classes work in books, exercise books, but because I had so many random sheets of paper, so I've just got a folder for every subject. For the sciences, I've only got like a small one, but for the other subjects, I've got a lever arch file, which they're really big and massive to carry, but I think I ended up just leaving a lot of them at school and taking pieces of paper in and out. Yeah, but so get yourself a folder if you can at the beginning of the year. I know this sounds really extra, but it's really helped me. Print off the spec, like literally just the concise one of your subjects, and put it in your folder so that you know what you've got to do. Spec, like that's literally like the overview. But it really helps me because I think sometimes, especially when you miss school, you want to only focus on what you actually have to know, because often we get taught things like extra that they're not going to come up in the exam, but it's like extra knowledge. If you print off the spec, you'll know exactly what you do need to know, so you can like filter through what you're being taught and what you actually need to know. And then dividers will just make your whole life seem better. Like, honestly, this has just made my folder so much nicer, and it's got each of the C's for chemistry along there. Yeah, it's just really helpful to sort of visually be able to see where I am in the year as well. So they're all filled up now, which is really like satisfying. Yeah, so folders and dividers, another one on top of the planner, is very important. So when I was catching up last year, I didn't really want to write lots of notes like on loads of different pieces of paper, because I basically had everyone's notes like in my class photocopied and sent to me. So I had loads of people's notes and I was like, what am I meant to do with this? I mean, it was helpful, but it was just quite I was like, how am I supposed to write out all of this? So what I did, I basically put each topic into a mind map, which I find really helpful because I'm quite a visual learner. And like this was my first mind map. It was on the chapters of Animal Farm, and it basically has like a summary and key points and stuff for each chapter. And to be honest, I found that really helpful because I didn't have time to like finish the whole Animal Farm thing, so just a brief summary was really good. Literally got so many in here, but some of them are literally so pretty. Like literally like ones like this, that's my radioactivity one for physics, but it's just really like pretty and I like to look at it, so it motivates me to get stuff down. So there's one for Macbeth themes as well. But yes, for revision, those aren't really going to help you if you are coming up to your exams. Most of these were done at least 2 months before my exams, but I think the majority that are in there were done last year in the summer. But this is a really nice, it's just like a massive sketchbook. I got this one from IKEA. They don't do them anymore. Cry. I'm literally so annoyed. I really want one, like more. But any like sketchbook will do. Yeah, and just fill it full of pretty mind maps. I think it's more procrastination really, but they really do help me because even looking at them, I can sit like eating breakfast or something and just looking at these mind maps, because like I have quite a photographic memory, so I can look at it and be like, radioactivity. What I do find gets quite difficult is I'm quite a perfectionist, so as I was coming up to my exams, I was like, I can't do these really pretty mind maps that I'm spending like 5 hours at a time on because I just don't have time. So I had to break the prettiness and just go for some really rough mind maps. I didn't want to do them in my nice sketchbook, but I've done them on just plain A3 paper, and to be honest, I'm not that upset about the fact that they're not really pretty because these are just going to go in the bin. I don't need them, but it's so much quicker and it's really good to just get information out. So I find mind maps really helpful. People used to tell me to do mind maps and I was like, no, like I used to think they were rubbish. They didn't do much. But now I'm a mind map fan, honestly. I really like them. Get yourself a big sketchbook so you can just fill it, and it's really satisfying because now I've got this fat sketchbook filled with really pretty mind maps. While I'm on the topic of really pretty notes and stuff, I know not everyone can do this, and some people are like messy learners and they like writing like scrawly notes and stuff, but that I can't deal with that. I guess my relationship with perfectionism isn't very healthy, but it's got much better since a year or two ago. I feel that pretty notes or clear and aesthetic notes are, I don't know, they motivate me much more to do the work, and then to revise from, it's just really easy because they look nice. But that's like my chemistry from the end of the spec, organic chemistry, and I don't know, I just like little pictures as well really help me to just understand what's going on, because especially when you are struggling with like illnesses as well, especially that affect your focus, I need colour and I need pictures to keep my head focused on what's going on, because otherwise it just won't go in. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with A-levels, like the textbooks are so boring. They're like black and white. I need colourful, pretty textbooks. I don't know what's going to happen. So with those pretty notes, I obviously can get quite obsessive over them, but actually, yeah, I've got myself a messy book. Another one somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is. I basically got 4 spiral bound notebooks from Paper Chase, and they're all yellow because I like to write on colour. It is white paper. I used this one for my mocks, which was, I don't know, like November last year, so I was still able to focus a bit more, but now I have to write on coloured paper. The rule for this book is that it has to be messy. I can't do like pretty notes, so I've literally just like scrawled everything I know on the page. And honestly, it's so satisfying afterwards. I can just be like, look at all that. It's just like really nice and messy revision. And usually I would cry if my book looked like that, but I know that it's me trying to revise quickly, so it's okay. I can get away with that. And but I can't get rid of them. I'm a bit attached to my messy revision now, because I have to remember it's possible for me to do messy notes. I've got my flashcard board. It's literally just a cork board. I think this one's from IKEA. Actually quite a few of the flashcard collections have fallen off and ended up in this little pot. Yeah, but I used to find flashcards were like a drag to make, and I don't know, I guess I didn't really find them very helpful. But actually, like really close to exams, I would revise by getting a textbook, writing everything in the textbook down on flashcards, and then just revising from those flashcards, because I don't know, doing it closer to the time sort of helps me be helpful, and then I just hook them all onto these things, I don't know what they're called. Pins. I've like lost my words today, I don't know where they've gone. Some of them smell so good. Imagine if you just smell in the knowledge. Anyway, so got all my flashcards in a little box. Definitely recommend using flashcards because they are awesome. I just wanted to mention some websites that have really helped me. I got a subscription to this thing called My GCSE Science. It was like £40 for a year for the whole GCSE course, and I mean I got it because I wasn't in science lessons, and it's really difficult with the practical activity groups because obviously you need to be able to apply them in the exam. I hadn't done any of them, and I mean I was kind of winging it on the actual exam. But in My GCSE Science, they have a video walkthrough of every single topic required for all of the sciences, because I did triple science. So each science, they have a video, like a lesson for every single topic, and they have a note sheet, and then they have practice questions with answers as well that you can go through. And I just found it really helpful because I could sit down in one afternoon, I could do like 2 terms worth of topics. It's really helpful to be able to just have that and go through it, because otherwise I'm like photocopying friends' notes, trying to get PowerPoints from teachers, and it's just really difficult. So having that there that I know is right and I can rely on it was really good. So I definitely recommend subscribing to that. I'm not sure about the prices, so don't believe me when I said it was that price, because I don't actually know what it is. Quizlet, I'm sure you all use Quizlet. Quizlet is amazing. It's really good for like flashcards, but it's got pre-made ones. Yeah, so you can just look up your topic and stuff, and people have made them for themselves, but they can like share them, and you can download them and use them, which is really helpful. They've also got diagrams on there now, so you can. I found it really helpful for like the carbon cycle and nitrogen cycle and stuff, because I like to visualize it and I can't like word it just doesn't work. So having the diagrams there is really helpful. And obviously my absolute babe, freesciencelessons.com. He's a legend. Like I honestly love him so much. He saved my life. He's so good. And I mean, if you guys have not seen videos, then you are missing out, because he's incredible. Those are the websites that I would recommend a subscription to, because they've really helped me out. So that's like a generalised thing of how I've caught up, and that's like how I study best. Oh, we've missed something actually. Right, this is vital. I know a lot of people don't do them because they don't like them. Practice papers. These are all the ones I've done. I've literally done about 60, it's crazy. But because I've missed so much, I've been trying to just focus on what I actually need to know, and then I realised there is no point in knowing the content if you don't know how to answer the question. I mean, a lot of them I literally did the night before the exam just so I could get a like vague idea of what the structure was going to be like. I found it really helpful to do, like just do them over and over. If you haven't revised it yet, just doing it can allow you to highlight what you actually need to work on. So I found these really helpful to do. And yeah, I mean, because we're the first year doing the new GCSEs, it's been really difficult to find resources of things to use. Like OCR offer absolutely nothing for the sciences apart from one pre-release paper which they released in February, and they only give it through the exam centre. Annoying, so thanks OCR. In the website, the student room, I mean they charge a lot for like some papers, but you can find some for free that people have made for like the topic, and even the old GCSEs, some of the topics haven't changed, so you can use them too. I don't know what I'm going to do with these, because I've got like attachment issues to my past papers. I don't know what to do with them. I'm literally not going to be able to get rid of any of this stuff. And then I just wanted to go through some of my subjects that I think I don't know, I've done things differently to how like other people have, and I just thought I'd share it because I think it's been quite helpful for me. Geography. There's a load of content to learn, like loads. I found geography had the most content, to be honest, and yeah, so I've got all my notes and stuff in this folder. Then what I also did on top of that, because there's a load of case studies to learn, I made a little booklets for every case study. Okay, so I did this one like first. It's Rio. It's made out of like, I don't know, I feel like it's quite confusing to make. But if you want, I can make a video on how to make a little booklet. I mean, I also find it really helpful for like organic chemistry and stuff, like the subtopics of sciences that, I don't know, you're maybe finding a bit more difficult and you want to like look over. But anyway, so there's my like little Rio booklet, and it has all the facts and stuff you need to know for the exam. And I don't know, it's really helpful to just like look through and stuff, and it's just cute, and about 20 of them for all the different case studies, and it's taken me years. I did it and it's been really helpful, so it was worth it. Yeah, so little booklets for all your case studies will save you. I've actually not seen anyone do that before. I don't know where I came up with the idea. It's saved my life because I hate learning the case studies, and it's really annoying because in the exam, like paper 1, I think there were about 12 case studies and only 2 of them came up, and I was like, I knew so much more than that. It's really sad. Okay, and beloved English. Actually, I don't hate English. I love English. This course has just made me not like it. Like, I absolutely adore Jekyll and Hyde. It's my favourite book, honestly, like ever. I read it about 5 times in the last like 5 years. It's so good. Give it a read if you haven't read it already. But the GCSE course has just ruined it for me. That folder's just got like pieces of writing in and stuff, like the written side. But for literature, I was quite organised with how I like organised myself. So I did Macbeth, Animal Farm and Jekyll and Hyde, and basically for each text I put them in one of these like files, and inside it I've obviously got the text. I've got some flashcards in there. I've got key quotes, and then the themes in flashcards, and then I basically have, I've got a like collection of papers about themes, and then a collection of papers about key quotes, context and deeper meaning, to analyses. Yeah, so I've like paper clipped them all and labelled them as to what they are, and I've just chucked them in the folder as well. Poetry was the most horrible thing of my life. Like 15 poems that we had to memorise, and like the easy one came up. Yeah, anyway, that wasn't fab. This poetry anthology is my pride and joy. It sucks though because I did it so nicely, but I wasn't able to utilise it because I haven't had any time. For every poem, hold on, let me get a good one. Yeah, I annotated the poem, as you do, and then I like basically made some flashcards for each poem, and I have summary, key aspects, background, and and key quotes. So that's literally all I need for each deep. Oh my gosh, I forgot someone in my best websites thing. Mr. Bruff saved my English. Like, missed like the whole of English year 10. Like, didn't go at all. But Mr. Bruff, praise him. He's incredible. He honestly saved my life. Like, his videos are quite long, and I used to look at that and be like, no thanks, I don't have that kind of time. But it's so good. Saved me. And even for language, like, I feel like most people think there's not a huge amount you can do for language, but just watch his videos. Like night before the exam, I just watched them and it was really helpful. Annotating the poems, like, yeah, so like really nicely annotating it, and then the cards, just like, isn't that just so satisfying? They're just all in there. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this. It's just so beautiful. I sound like I'm obsessed over my work, and I mean, I did put a lot of effort into it, so I am obsessed. Yeah, so I've got that anthology in there, and I also did have the CGP revision guide, which is really helpful actually. I found it better than the York Notes one, which was surprising because the York Notes ones are usually quite good. Yeah, and then I thought I'd also just show you what textbooks I bought outside of like school. I know some people don't like these, but CGP, I bought every single book for their GCSE course, and I actually bought them all in year 7 because I was like, I'm gonna be ready for this. Them for every single subject. They are so good. And then I hadn't actually come across these until I saw them in the library. But they're the Oxford OCR. These are beautiful. Like, they're really thick. That's chemistry, biology and physics. They've got extra content. You don't need to learn it all. But it was just really helpful because obviously I wasn't in the lessons. So when I did go to lessons, I felt really out of my depth. So I could just sit there with the textbook in front of me and teach myself and go at my own pace, which some teachers didn't like, but it's my grades at the end of the day. Yeah, so for the sciences, I've also got the CGP books. If you're learning like straight away, then definitely get the textbooks. But if you're revising old content that you've already learnt, then get the revision guides. Like I only had, like, these were ridiculously expensive. They were like £20 each. So it's not necessary unless you are learning it for the first time. For English, the York Notes books are really good. I've actually also got the CGP ones. I have everything. It's not good. I think my camera just ran out of storage. I have been going on and on. This wasn't meant to be this long. This was not meant to be this long. I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do. Anyway, got the York Notes ones, and then I've also got the CGP ones. Slightly unnecessary, but I did it anyway. I've made a mess. Right, last one. So this is my French folder. No, it's not. It's my physics folder. I have absolutely no idea where the folder is, but you know, that's not the important part. This is what I was looking for. So this is basically it's like every single bit of grammar that is required for GCSE French. And I've made it really nice and colourful. No, I haven't. Yeah, I have. And it's literally just got all the grammar necessary. And I don't know, it's a really like cute little book, and I had it in like a pop-up file at the back of my folder. And yeah, and then in the folder I just had my work and practice papers and stuff. And then this at the back, so I could just whip it out whenever I needed it. And Quizlet for my French vocab, a saviour. So I've got into a bit of a mess now. Look at that mess. Yeah. I'm not gonna like clearing this up. But it's with my mind maps and stuff. I was thinking of making like an archive somewhere online where people can access them, because a lot of people have asked me for them and said they're really helpful. And I'd like to share them with people because I don't need them anymore. Yeah. Oh, and another one that was really helpful that I made. It's like every single equation you need for your GCSEs. I think it's got maths, physics, chemistry. There aren't any in biology. But it's got every single thing you need to know. And I've had this on my wall above my desk. Yeah, so tell me if you want that and I can send it to you or put it somewhere online where everyone can get it. Yeah, okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and well done if you have survived your exams. I mean, if you're watching this and you have survived, so congratulations if you are watching this right now.